One of the things about using roasted red bell peppers in your hummus is, well, roasted red bell peppers from the store, they've got a bunch of oils. They're sitting in oil. Yuck. So, we're going to roast our own red bell peppers. It's easier than you think. Preheat your grill up, get that bad boy nice and hot. Toss them on there. We're also going to use some garlic today. Just shut it up and give it a few minutes. After a few minutes, you want to check on them. What you're looking for is that nice blackness on there. You can start to see the skin starting to peel. That's what you want. Flip it over. And don't worry if it gets too black. The skin's coming off anyways. It's all good. Flip them. Just repeat until it's done. Alright, they are ready. This is what we're talking about right here. Nice and roasted. So we throw these bad boys in a bowl. Got some roasted garlic too. The most important part about roasting vegetables, getting them in the bowl and then getting it covered with saran wrap. You want all that heat to get trapped in there and all that moisture to get trapped in there. Oh no. That's alright, improvise. You want it to get trapped in there. That's what's going to separate the skin from the flesh. And it's going to make peeling all that black, burnt skin off extremely easy. Now we are ready to deskin the roasted red bell peppers. It's been about 15-20 minutes or so. You want to cool off, get everything kind of separate. So we're going to remove our plastic. Set it off to the side, and we'll use that to set them on, and it literally will just peel right off.
It's hummus making day, and I'm really excited. For me, it's always an adventure in the kitchen, so what I would encourage you to do is, like I've done here, is I got some organic chickpeas from the store already dried, so I could buy them in bulk, and I just stuck them in the crock pot for 3 hours on high with water. And they're already ready, so I've had them actually stored in my fridge with my little glass containers for when I was ready to do this. And then I just kind of raided my cupboards and my fridge for some things that I thought would be fun in hummus. So I have jalapenos, cilantro, roasted red bell peppers that my husband was so gracious to do for me because I'm not a griller. I've got avocados, sun-dried tomatoes, just some things that I thought would be fun because it's always just an adventure and you never know what you're going to find that you like. So I have my food processor out, and there are tahini lovers, not tahini lovers. I do have tahini right here, so it's something we can definitely add or omit just depending on what you like. So I always like having everything out ready to go. Even have hummus making parties with my friends, and everyone can bring their own, you know, mystery ingredients, and everyone can experiment and take hummus home with them, and you know, you're all leading a healthy lifestyle together. So just kind of getting started, you know, just put a little bit of tahini, if that's your thing, in here, which is just sesame seeds roasted and liquefied, and your chickpeas. Yum. So I always like just a little bit of lemon in pretty much all of my recipes because it adds that little bit of tang. So, and we're just going to kind of pulse it at first, get everything mixed together, and then we're going to let it go crazy and turn into that paste. And then we're just going to experiment and add all the flavorings and things that we want. I have my glass containers ready to go to put, you know, my hummus in and just have an adventure with it. I've let it mix for about a minute, and we're going to make sure we let it mix a minute between each ingredient that we add because we want a nice creamy hummus. So I've got a good texture in here. It could use a little tiny bit of oil. You don't need that much. Some of the store-bought ones, I mean, you're getting more oil than you really need or want. Some of my favorites are olive oil and safflower oil. They're both clean, don't overpower the taste. So I'm gonna add just a tiny bit. I always put it in my cap. Don't free pour because you could totally have an accident. So that's about 1/4 of a tablespoon. And we're gonna let that mix for a minute and get that in. And then we're just gonna play and have fun with adding what we want to it. Okay, the oil's all mixed in. It's been about a minute. I've got a nice creamy texture in here. Normally I would say, you know, you can pre-test it and things like that, but I've really learned to break that habit because you don't realize how many calories you're consuming in the kitchen while you're testing things and checking them. So I'm more of a, let's just do it, get it done, because you'd had a meal before dinner comes, kind of doing it the other way, how I used to do it at 380 pounds. So we're gonna do roasted red bell pepper today. This is gonna be awesomely delicious. So I actually have 2 roasted red bell peppers because I'm making a pretty big batch here, but we like hummus at our house for sure. So, and then I've got just some seasonings over here. So I'm gonna do just a little bit of salt. And again, I'm not free pouring, I'm just kind of pinching so I'm in control. And we're gonna do some pepper. And we're gonna do some of that awesome roasted garlic that my husband put on the grill for us. So not too much so it doesn't overpower. But then we're just gonna let that spin for another minute, maybe a little more, and check it out. All right, we have those ingredients all mixed in there and definitely scraping the sides of the bowl, getting it all incorporated. So we're also gonna add some cumin and this is paprika. This is the cumin. And just mixing it one more time and it's going to be all done and ready to go, and we're pretty excited about that. So our smoked paprika, which is going to add awesome flavor and color, and our cumin, because you just can't have Mexican flavored things without cumin in them, and it could definitely use just another pinch of salt. One more time for a minute, it's going to be all done and ready to go. Pretty easy. Okay, I showed you how to make hummus with the food processor. Most of us have a food processor. I happen to be an extremely big fan of the Vitamix. Like, I don't know how I lived without this thing. So I'm going to show you how to make hummus in the Vitamix as well. I make a lot of stuff in the Vitamix, so you're going to see it in a lot of segments. I make soup in it, ice cream, you name it. This machine. So I've got the chickpeas in here. I have everything in here. The difference is we're just gonna pound it away in here and let the Vitamix do all the work in about a minute. So you just kind of turn it on, bring it up. And it's all done. A minute, it's all done. Love this thing.